Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. Folks, we are going to have a jam-packed video podcast today. There is a bunch of information that we want to pass along to you today, some things to look out for. We have some new developments over at Rosen's Online, a new special that we're running, and of course, we have questions that you folks have submitted, and we've got 5 questions that we want to address here today. So buckle up everybody, let's jump right in. The first question is from Diane. Hey Tim, can you tell me what green plant this is? They keep popping up every year. So the initial picture that Diane sent in, it was a little bit difficult for me to tell because it was a baby plant. It only had 2 leaves on it. It had the structure of what I thought was knotweed, but again, without getting some additional context or seeing the plant a little bit more mature, it was difficult to tell. Well, she happened to have taken a picture from a couple of years ago, and it was definitely knotweed, and that's the picture that you're actually seeing right here on your screen. Now, this could be a giant knotweed, it could be Japanese knotweed. Again, the picture's not real clear, so I can't tell the exact variety, but in either case, it's an invasive plant and it's a little bit tough to kill. Now, you can go ahead and put down any type of a non-selective herbicide to kill it. However, the root structure is the real problem. You can kill this thing back for the year, but if you don't dig out the roots, it's gonna keep coming back and coming back. And even then, again, because it is so invasive, I told Diane, you're gonna need to plan on putting down a non-selective and trying to dig this out at least for the next 2 years, because again, these things are prolific spreaders. She kind of confirmed that that's exactly what's been going on. She's been battling this plant for years, and she finally tried to use a non-selective last year, but again, it came back. It doesn't appear to have come back quite as big and bushy, but again, it's a difficult weed to kill, so Diane, hang in there. Use that non-selective herbicide to get it down, and then really do your best to dig out the weeds. Now, if you start to see it come up again, we don't want to wait for it to get real big. We want to make sure that we hit it again with that non-selective herbicide and try and dig out what we can. Like I told you in my email, I would plan on the next 2 or 3 years trying to deal with this until it's fully eradicated. The next question is from Neil. Hi Tim. My boxwoods on one side of the house did not look good this spring. The tops of the leaves had white spots, and a few branches had white fluffy spots. I would like to know what is the disease and if it's salvageable. So based on the picture you sent in, I actually don't think that this is a disease. I think this is insects. I think you have 2 separate issues going on. I think you have mites, which are those white spots that you're seeing on the leaves, and I also think you're suffering from scale, which are those white fluffy, what you think is a fungus is essentially an insect that's latched onto the branch, secreted kind of a waxy protective coating over itself, which will allow it to feed and ultimately lay its eggs, and so that recycle is going to continue to repeat. So there's a couple of things you want to do. The first thing you want to do is pick up a bottle of Bio Advanced 3-in-1. This is going to help with a number of different things. First, it's going to help control your mite problem. Second, if you do have other insects that are not mites that are around the plant or on the plant, it's going to help keep them away and protect the plant. But the 3-in-1 also provides a level of disease protection as well. So in case I'm incorrect and you actually do have a fungal disease of some kind, but again, I don't think that's the case, it is going to provide a layer of protection and help keep that boxwood healthy. So that's the first thing that you're going to want to do. The second thing that you want to do is actually try and scrape off those fuzzy white pods, so to speak. Again, you can squeeze them and pick them off. Sometimes you can just get like some water and some natural dish soap on a rag and kind of wipe down the branches and they'll come off that way. But again, there are insects actually inside that. So put down the Bio Advanced 3-in-1, pick off or pull off or wipe off what you can in terms of the scale. And then the last thing you want to do is make sure that you use neem oil on your boxwoods. Neem oil is a natural product. It's going to help keep insects away. It's absolutely going to help the plant fight disease. So those 2 products coupled with a little bit of manual labor in the middle there in terms of trying to wipe down the branches and getting that scale off, I think you're going to notice a quick turnaround on your boxwoods. The third question is from Larry. Hey Tim, my lawn is looking good for the most part, but I have seen this weed popping up in some spots and have manually pulled them out. What is it? Hey Larry, thanks for the question. And before I answer it, I want to remind everybody that this is the perfect scenario for which you should use the weed identifier that you can find over at rosensonline.com. So head over to rosensonline.com. You can see the picture that you have right there on the screen and see if you guys can identify it. Based on the picture, and again, it was a little bit grainy, a little bit hard to tell, but this is definitely some type of a buttercup. In terms of buttercups, there are a couple of different varieties, but frankly, all of them are going to be handled by Bonide's Weed Beater Ultra. So pick up a bottle over at rosensonline.com, put that down on your lawn, and in 2 weeks, you're going to see most, if not all, of those buttercups gone. The next question is from Chiro. Hey Tim, do you have a weed killer specifically for clover? All right, so again, this is a perfect example of where we can use our weed identifier. So he wants to know what we can use to kill clover. So why don't we hop over on rosensonline.com right now and we can find out together. All right, so we're here at rosensonline.com. We click over on the weed identifier and scroll down a little bit. Now, he mentioned clover, so let's type in clover and see what comes up. Now, as you can see, there are a number of different clover varieties. Again, he did not send a picture, he didn't tell me a color, so I'm gonna have to do some guessing, but I'll be real honest with you. The most common that we find in this area are white clover, or again, what's sometimes called hop clover. So again, let's click on white clover, and if we scroll down a little bit, you'll actually be able to see that we've got a number of products that will take care of this weed. Again, one of the most popular is Weed Beater Ultra. You can also try this Bonide Crabgrass Broadleaf Weed Killer. It's another really, really good product. However, if you want to talk prevention, there is nothing better on the market than the Turf Truss Broadleaf Weed Control with Gallery. We sell a ton of this stuff. It's one of our top selling products because of how effective it is. So you want to make sure that you get this down early in March, and then again in kind of mid to early November, again to try and keep that clover at bay throughout the year. The final question for today is from Lynn. Hey Tim, I have a house on the Long Island Sound and cannot use any damaging agents to rid the yellow dandelions in my garden. It can affect the water and fish. Any suggestion on what to use? Hey Lynn, thanks for reaching out. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm a little hesitant to recommend any particular product because I don't know what the restrictions are or what regulations you have in place out on Long Island Sound. So again, I hesitate to recommend a particular product, but what I can do is try and steer you in the right direction, at least in terms of a line of products you should consider. Now, we carry a product called Natria. It's actually, this particular product is for lawn usage, but they have a full line of weed killers and things like that I would absolutely look into. What makes it so interesting is it's a more natural based product because it's not filled with a bunch of chemicals that kill plants. It's actually derived from iron. And so basically you're overwhelming this plant with a specific type of iron, and that's ultimately what's going to kill it. And I know for a fact that they list dandelions as one of the weeds that they will kill. Now again, the product on your screen here is designed for lawns, and it may be perfectly okay for you to use this in your garden, but again, I would check out Natria and see what other products they have that may be available. And obviously, you can read a little bit more up on them because they do have products that are considered to be organic. They have some that are just more natural. So again, there are kind of different levels and different stages of products that they offer that may be beneficial to you. All right, folks, it's time for some final thoughts. Guys, over at Rosens Online, we have just kicked off a promotion that we think you're gonna love. It's called our Spring Garden Special. Now, what this product is, it's actually a combo pack of all of the best garden fertilizers, tree and shrub fertilizers that we have to offer. So, it includes a bag of plant trust, which is perfect for your deciduous and your evergreen trees, as well as any types of, kind of non-flowering bushes that you may have. Thinking of your boxwoods, arborvitaes, things like that. Plant trust is perfect for those. We also included 3 bags of garden trust. Garden trust is great because of how versatile it is. First of all, let's go back to the shrubs. If you have any type of flowering shrubs, or perhaps any type of beautiful ornamental trees, garden trust is a great choice for that. But ideally, what you want to use garden trust for is your flower beds, your vegetable gardens, or any particular bulbs that you're going to be planting. And then, of course, we've included a bottle of Kickstart, which is probably the most versatile product that we offer here at Rosen's Online. We talk a ton about using Kickstart on lawn, but guys, this can absolutely be used on any plant that you have. It can be used on your flowers. It can be used on your vegetables. It can be used on your trees and your shrubs. It can absolutely be used on your lawn. Guys, you can also use this for your potted plants or your indoor plants. Such a versatile product. So we've got this really great special going on over at rosensonline.com. There's a discount on all the products when you buy that bundle, and you're obviously going to get free shipping. So head over to rosensonline.com and pick up everything that you're going to need to keep your gardens and landscaping looking absolutely beautiful for the end of the spring here and as we head into summer. Now, speaking of Rosen's Online, we got another really cool announcement that we just launched a day or two ago, and it's our lawn calendar. Now, most of you are quite familiar with the legendary lawn calendar that Jas Rosen put together all those years ago. Obviously, a little bit of the products have changed over the years as science have improved, new products have come out, things like that. Well, what we really wanted to do was try and make getting your hands on the lawn calendar easy and efficient, but also make the process of purchasing those products easy and efficient. So what we've done is we've taken that lawn calendar and we've taken the ability of our e-commerce website, put them together. So if you head over to rosensonline.com, you can actually see this. Click on the tab in the upper right-hand corner that says Lawn Calendar, and you're going to be taken to a page that, as you scroll down, is going to allow you to purchase the products that you need each and every year to keep your lawn looking great. We've had a lot of requests for this type of functionality over the course of the last year, and so I do apologize that it took a little bit longer than we wanted to get it to you, but it is here now. So again, head over to rosensonline.com, click on the Lawn Calendar button, that tab in the upper right-hand corner of the main navigation, be transported to the page, and you can trust all of the products that are listed there. And obviously, guys, if you have any questions, please send me an email at tim@rosensonline.com. So speaking of the lawn calendar, if we look at the month of May, one of the things that we want to start getting more concerned about, if we haven't already got it down, is trying to control grubs in our grass. So what we really recommend is BioAdvance 24-Hour Grub Killer Plus. It's a really good product. You want to go ahead and put that on your lawn now, and that's going to help kill any existing grubs that may be there, and also help try and keep them away, which is going to be really, really important. Also, if you have fertilized, back in March or early April with Turf Trust lawn fertilizers, you definitely want to make sure that you get down an application of Kickstart, at least one application this month. Now, most of you know that we actually recommend that around June 15th, we put down the second application of Turf Trust lawn fertilizers. So again, using Kickstart here as more of a supplement is exactly what you want to do. Help keep those roots really, really strong, and again, allow those roots to take in the nutrition that Turf Trust is providing your lawn. So again, get down the Grub Control product. Again, it's BioAdvance 24-Hour Grub Killer Plus. Get down some Kickstart, and then obviously, depending on where you live and what your lawn's looking like, you may want to pick up a bottle or two of Weed Beater Ultra. Again, this is a really great product for killing any weeds that you're seeing in your lawn. Now, folks, the last thing that I want to address here real quick, and it's quite important. In the Mid-Atlantic, we've been reading a lot about some infestations, really, that have been going on with scale on crepe myrtles. So if you have crepe myrtles on your property, we want to make sure that we're taking active steps in trying to keep them safe and to fight against this outbreak of scale, so to speak. Outbreak's the wrong term, we'll call it infestation. Again, because scale is caused by insects. So what we recommend is BioAdvanced 3-in-1. I talked about this a little bit earlier in the podcast. It's a really, really good product. You can go ahead and spray down your trees, and that's gonna help fight any of those scale insects that may be on your trees, but again, haven't actually formed those kind of protective sacs on the leaf, or I'm sorry, on the branches of the crepe myrtles. You can also use neem oil, another great product. It's a natural product, so if you don't want to put any type of chemicals or avoid putting chemicals on your crepe myrtles, I would absolutely use neem oil. Again, it's a natural product and it's going to prevent insects, it's going to help keep away mites, and it's absolutely going to help fight against any disease. So again, it's a product that if you put down has a bunch of different benefits. So if you're suffering from scale, you can actually go back to how I explained what you can do to fight that scale. If you remember the question about boxwoods. But again, if you don't think you have it yet, now is the time to make sure you don't get it and take preventative measures. Folks, it's been a real long podcast here. We threw a lot of information at you. We've got, remember, the Spring Garden Special over at rosensonline.com. Please check out that lawn calendar and let us know what you think. And guys, make sure that you're taking these preventative measures, again, with crepe myrtles. And they're such beautiful trees. And I know that they're everywhere here in the mid-Atlantic, down into Virginia, and frankly, even up into Pennsylvania, and as you start to get to the Midwest. But we want to protect those trees, keep that scale infestation at bay, and pick up the products you need to fight back and to keep your trees looking healthy. Folks, thank you for devoting so much time to this video podcast. We really appreciate it. Remember, any questions that you have, you can always email me directly by sending an email to tim@rosensonline.com. Folks, I hope you have a great week. God bless.